What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to another edition of the Tuesday Track Talk, episode number 38 with your Three Stones Pit Crew. I'm your tire changer Cam,
I'm your Jackman Kel.
And I'm your gas man Cam.
and we got another great episode in line here for you. I got a lot of things we're going to talk about, from the dirt to the asphalt to the wing sprints to the late models to, we had boots on the ground again this week, and I mean, we got everything in store. So we got another great episode. Sit back, relax, grab a drink, and yeah, we're gonna have a great discussion here today. But before we dive into that, what's going on, fellas, since we last reconvened with each other?
We do have this yellow thing they call the sun.
Yes.
We have confirmed we have finally seen it. It's been like 2 weeks now. We have seen it, and I'll be honest with you, it feels like a beautiful fall day today. 55 degrees when you wake up, low 70s during the middle of the day. You go to bed at night, you leave the windows open, the breeze blows in, it's beautiful. So weather-wise, if I could live in this is the sweet spot. If I could live in this year round, I'd be perfect.
Yeah, this is pretty good what we got going right now.
But yeah, just a little vitamin D. We need that with the lovely Mr. Sunshine out there that we've, as you can see, it's bright in here. We finally got a little piece of that. So yeah, enjoy the sun.
Yeah, not a whole lot. Feels like forever since we last reconvened because it's been, we did the recorded a little bit early with your guys' travel plans last week, so it feels like it's been a while.
Yeah.
But outside of that, no. Um, like you said, enjoying some nice weather and yeah, feels like we've been the nice weather is a long time coming because it feels like not only has it been doomy and gloomy for us, but it's been biting us in the hind end with our racing and getting the best of some of our races that we wanted to watch. So, no, good weekend of racing, a lot of good stuff to cover, and ready to go.
So so before we jump into this, I want to bring up one topic. And Kellen, I told you a little bit about this last week, but I want to bring Cam into this as well. There was an auction at Rockford Speedway this past week, really, or over the weekend. Basically, almost everything on site was up for auction. Memorabilia, fryer equipment in the kitchen, grandstands were up for auction, and I was kind of telling you guys a couple of them that I was looking at, and I didn't go into the grandstands portion of them. Those main grandstands on the front stretch, they were up for auction as well. So I was going for two things. I went for the seating chart that was at the front of the grandstand or in front of the ticket booth, and then one of the metal feature signs that sits in front of the cars. The seating chart went for $1,200. And
Okay.
then the one feature sign that I was going for, I dipped out at 350. That was
Yep.
the last short track national championships feature winner sign.
Yep.
I dipped out at 350, and ultimately it went for 350, but I felt like I was going to get in a bidding war, didn't need to get roped in. Another feature sign, the feature winners for all year long, the 2023 one went for 650.
Okay.
And then the one that I really wanted to bring up was the main grandstands. So it runs pretty much the entire length of the front stretch. It's all sold as one lot, and it also includes VIP suites up on top. So the boxes, basically.
So the bleachers themselves.
The bleachers themselves. Yep.
Yep.
They went for $330,000.
Oh my God.
And then they've got some backstretch ones that went for 47. The transponders, they got 34 transponders. They went for a little over $8,000. The scoreboard went for just under 6. I mean, that's just a handful of things, but I mean, there's a ton of stuff in here that was up for auction.
Wow.
So me and my grandfather made a comment over the weekend of, I think they made more money in this auction of just selling stuff off than they did actually selling the property.
Probably.
So no, I figured I'd bring that up to you guys because I figured you guys would at least get a little bit of a kick out of it. So
That's insane.
also for the grandstands, buyer is responsible for removal and must be removed by September 1st. So
Yikes.
so with that, any other thoughts before we jump into our regularly scheduled programming for this week?
No, somebody's got a little bit deeper pockets than I do
It's same.
Yeah.
for any of those pieces of.
All three of us together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. Well, let's jump into it here. I'm gonna hit on a little bit of local racing action here to start with. IRA sprint cars at Angel Park. They were racing on Sunday afternoon like they typically do at Angel Park. One of my bucket list tracks to get to is Angel Park, but they do race on floor racing. At least the IRA sprint cars do. Um, a name that might be familiar to anybody on the winged dirt scene when the World Outlaws come to town, or even, yeah, probably not Highland, but World Outlaws definitely. Scotty Thiel, big wheel, Scotty Thiel, uh, ended up dominating that feature, going flag to flag. Kellen, I know you were tuned in. I was kind of on and off with it, but that's a pretty racy joint that they got in Sun Prairie, down over by us, really.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. I mean, I I didn't really realize that they were on flow until like late in the season last year. It had been like late in the fall. I kind of realized that I don't know, we flipped it on. I'm like, holy Christ, it's right there. But yeah, I mean, it seems like a super nice little place and super racy, pretty wide in the corners. A lot of grooves to race there as well. And then to be honest, when you got Eric on the call, it doesn't get any
No,
better than that. So you
Eric
could sit listen
Hedefeld
to him on
for
flow.
those that aren't familiar. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, it looks like a cool little place. I got to get there. It's only an hour and 10 minutes from the house or something. I mean,
Sure.
it isn't too far from Madison, so
Yep.
I got to get there at some point.
USAC is making an appearance here at some point in time. I don't remember when they're there. Actually, I think it's 4th of July weekend.
I believe so too.
Nope, it is.
Oh, maybe the next week or two here when they
The
come back.
next weekend. So not the Father's Day weekend this coming weekend, but the weekend after. Yep.
Yep. Because they
Yep.
race Silver
USAC's there.
Crown at Madison on Friday night and then they go there on Sunday.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that always ends up being some pretty good racing over there. Like I said, Angel Park's
Yeah.
one of my bucket list tracks, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
should be a blast. One
Cool
of the
place.
points I was gonna say, just one of the points that kind of came up was that trick kind of slicked off, but then again, Scotty Thiel, he got out front and it was gone. He made a comment in his interview too that the way that it got worked was it was like what does he say, like 2018 Angel Park,
Yeah.
something like that. And he said he was really good back in those days.
Yeah. 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 I mean, it started to slick off really, but I mean, that dude was in his own zip code. So he made that easy.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
yeah, it was good. Good 30 lap feature. No cautions, flag to flag.
Yep.
So no, good race.
Let's stick with the wing spring side of things, and we kind of talked about it last week. We were at High Limit down in Davenport, and well, we got a partial experience out of Davenport down there. But I mean, for what we did get out of it, it was really cool, fan experience wise.
Yeah, honestly, it was High Limit has kind of taken a new approach on the fan experience side, and it shows.
Yep.
If you pre-bought your tickets online, it was a free upgrade to go in the pits. All you had to do was sign a waiver to give you a wristband, and away you go. So, I mean, once you got in the pits, the experience was awesome. They're just roaming around. We sat and listened to the driver's meeting.
Yeah, that was a whole whopping what, 4 minutes?
Yeah, for a whole 4 minutes. We stood there and watched the driver's meeting.
I think the biggest part of that was that they read off the receiver frequency. We both looked at each other. I was like, "Yep, we know that number by heart."
Yeah, because everywhere for our asphalt tracks, it's the same number.
Yep.
454-000.
Yep.
uh, but no, I mean, honestly, the fan experience, they made it so easy.
Yep.
You just roll in, they scan your ticket. Did you buy yours advance? Yep, let's see your QR code. Oh, here's your 2 tickets. Sign the waiver. Here's your wristband. Go ahead.
Pits are over there.
Yep, you go in around the corner. So, no, I mean, it was super cool. I mean, we got rained on a little bit. But then even like when you start to talk to some of the drivers, super casual about taking pictures. I mean, really the only one that was kind of, I don't want to, uptight isn't the right word, but like he was kind of on the move, and that was Larson.
Oh, I mean, he's the star of the show. I mean,
So,
and deservingly and rightfully so. I mean, he's going to be top driver that everybody wants to talk to.
yeah. So, I mean, he was really the only one that he kind of just appeared right before the drivers meeting, and then stood around before hot laps, and then we headed in right before motor heat. So he was kind of really the only one, but I mean the other guys were just kind of mulling around. Jacob Allen, super good dude.
Yep.
We're just looking at him like, so we racing tonight? Oh yeah, I just looked at the track. There's nothing wrong. Let's roll that in and let's go. He goes, even this little rain, yeah, when you're out there racing, it ain't gonna bother you.
Right.
So no, honestly, we got to see one hot lap session, all in told, but honestly, what we got out of the experience, it's not like we drove down there for nothing and came back.
Yep.
Like, I was pretty happy with what we got to do.
I think the best part about that whole deal was Tony Laporta.
Dude, Tony Laporta was great. He just stood there, and we kind of waited and waited, and he's like, "What's up?" And we're like, "Can we get a picture?" He's like, "Oh, of course." Like, I don't get asked to do this real often. I'm like, we know, that's why we wanted a picture with
Yep. Yep.
you. And we stood there and talked, and I didn't realize he's got a lot of experience.
Oh.
Like IMSA and IndyCar, and like
Yep.
he
Been around the block.
Yeah, it was super cool to talk to him, and he loved the spotted cow.
Yep. Yep. Talk
Spotted
about
cow, whenever he comes up, we'd have to come buy cases of it and buy what he can buy and then take it with him.
well, them guys are gonna have to come up to Scotty at some point in time, and I'm sure all of them will get their chance at that then.
Yep.
We got a few tracks up here.
Yeah, a little advertising. We'd love to have you. But yeah, no, honestly, I thought it was great.
Yep. Obviously, we wish we got in racing, but
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I feel like we've been striking out on bad luck with showing up to the big races, like last summer when I went to the Chicago street race, and it got about half of the Xfinity race in, just over half, and it just started pouring. They ended up calling that, and then on Sunday, literally the same exact situation as you guys. Like, we're sitting there, it's pouring rain. I'm checking Twitter for Bob Pockris to give me some sort of update. And you just, like, when you from driving from Chicago 3.5, 4 hours, like, you got to make a decision. You either wait it out and then it gets canceled and you got to drive home in the dark, or you make a decision and go. And we ended up leaving, and they raced, part of it, and SVG got to win. But yeah, like I said, same situation. I mean, just like, again, we always talk about it, like, those guys are like Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes to us.
yep.
And when you get up close to them and we're so used to seeing them through a TV, and
Chris, we get to take a picture of Brad Sweet. I never thought I'd see Brad Sweet in my life.
Yep.
yeah,
Same.
and
Five-time World Outlaw champ.
Kyle Larson.
Yep.
yeah, and I mean, obviously, it's super cool. I think, again, it goes to that dirt seen. Those guys are a lot similar to, our Cedar Lake experience last year, late model guys. Like they are a lot more like us.
Yep.
They rely a lot more on the fans. Um,
Yeah.
The NASCAR experience, when I was asking for pictures and poaching autographs, they don't have time to stand and talk. William Byron
Yeah,
said, I'll take a picture, but just keep walking. Because I'm assuming I'll take a picture and Kyle Busch, yep, I'll take a picture, but I got to keep going. And it's like, they
All
can't
right.
stop because then, people, Kyle Larson, if you guys stop and he gives you guys 2 minutes, he's going to have a swarm of people on him. But
He took about 6 seconds for us, and that's all we wanted.
yep. Just hey, picture.
Because we waited for him to go to the driver's meeting, and he was coming back, and we saw him, and he was coming across the parking lot, and we waited right in the middle of the parking lot. And we saw him coming, like, hey, Kyle, can we get a picture real quick? Yep. He stopped and just kept walking.
Yep.
dude, same thing. When I asked him for a picture, can I get a picture? Yep. Can you sign my shirt? Yep. And then I asked him about Kings Row. You ready for Kings Royal? Because it was coming up. Yep, I'll be ready. See ya.
Well, Brad Sweet was definitely more. We caught him kind of in the same spot, and he definitely would have talked a little bit longer if he wouldn't have been dealing with the rain.
Yep. And
Because he was over in a high limit trailer, and he was kind of standing there. And we're like, shit, do we just go over there? Like, do we just sneak over there real quick? But then he's checking the weather, and then he's deciding and then there's other crew guys that are going over there. I'm like, we'll just wait. Well, then we stood kind of in the middle where he would have to come through to get to his trailer. We're like, hey, can we get a picture real quick? Yeah. And I just go, so we racing tonight or what? And he goes, yep, as far as I know, we are. I'm like, well, you're the guy that owns the deal. So, yeah, no, honestly, it was fun. I had fun. We didn't get to see any racing, but it was fun.
I hope we get another chance to do it.
Yep.
Come up a
The
little more to the
facilities,
Midwest.
Davenport's facilities are excellent. Yeah.
Just didn't get to try the food. I mean, I didn't. You did last time, but
Yeah.
Dude,
So
I'm trying to think of all the dirt tracks, but I mean, high limit should come on. Make a
Beaver Dam and Cedar Lake for 2.
I'm saying Cedar Lake. Come on. And don't they go to, well, I guess that's kind of the World Outlaws. Didn't they, who went to, no, damn it. World Outlaws has got this. They hit that nice Midwest swing. Cedar Lake,
Yep.
Olovie, North Dakota,
Beaver Dam.
Bill Dam, Wilmot.
Yeah.
damn it. Come on, high limit. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get the posse together and get going.
Yeah, no kidding. Let's take a road trip up to Wisconsin.
Hell yeah. So,
But no, I mean, honestly, we didn't get to see any racing, but the fan experience part was cool. Even the merch trailer stuff. They were super good people. What do you need? What do you want? Do you have that size? Yes, no. They were all super good.
yep. I'm wearing one of them right now.
Yeah. Yep. Little Rico.
Pretty sure the dog was in the trailer too.
I
His
think
dog
it
All
was.
the time. That dog's with him 24/7.
Right, but I think the dog was in the merch trailer when we were there. Wasn't in the
Oh, the
pits or
merch
anything.
trailer?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the dog was in the merch trailer.
Oh, I thought you meant the car trailer.
Nope.
Oh, you could buy what was it, $150 for a life-size cutout of Rico?
Yeah.
Life-size plastic, corrugated plastic cutout of Rico.
And the dog. I think the dog was in it too.
That's one thing. When you get to those, just like we were talking about the dream, this weekend, obviously. But when you get those experiences and they got merch row and it's just trailers on each side, dude, I don't have much, so
the money was my wallet was open.
yeah, I don't have a ton of money, so it's not saying much, but I could make my bank account hit triple zeros pretty quick.
There was was it Baston? One of the guys in the corner had a tail tank for sale.
Yes.
$500.
I'm not that desperate.
No. But no, honestly, Had a blast. I mean, obviously we want to see racing and it'd been fun to watch.
Yeah.
But again, High Limit's taking a big approach on the fan experience side, and we can now firsthand say that's
It's worth
job
it.
well done. Yep, job well done.
Yep.
So let's go back, and we just talked about this for live. So we didn't get to see the race. We got to see one hot lap session. Before we had even gotten home, we had an email about the ticket refund money, and on Friday we already had our money back.
Yep.
So that was a Tuesday feature, and Abby, we were on the road traveling, and she goes, "Well, that was $84. I never thought I'd get back." I go, "Well, that's High Limit doing high limit things."
Yep.
So again, tickets turned around in a timely fashion.
All around, kudos all around.
Yeah, absolutely. Super transparent about all the rain. The race, the series director was in the booth on the front stretch. They just interviewed him and said, "This is what we're looking at. Here's where we're at. If it does this, yep. If it does that, no." They were as transparent as they could be the whole time.
Yep.
So
Basically, whatever was on the broadcast is what we saw.
yep.
So, nope, it was very good.
Yeah, it was a blast.
So, speaking of High Limit, for everybody that's listening on Tuesday, if it's Tuesday night for anybody that's listening, they should be on as we speak. For let me move my thing over here. The Big Bikini Zone Nationals, 55, tad over $55,000 to win.
Yeah.
For that one.
Yeah.
So that'll be a very, very highly sought after race. Should be a good one. So
Another reason to have it.
yes. So any thoughts here before we kind of hit on some quick news things and then hit a couple of race previews or race recaps?
Yeah, let's let her rip.
All right, so let's hit on our 5 minutes of fun facts, which almost never ends up being 5 minutes, but we'll just kind of shoot from the hip as far as some news that happened this weekend. A little NASCAR heavy.
Yep.
A little NASCAR heavy, but I think the big one that tops it all is Larson finally got his waiver.
Yeah. We knew it was coming, I think.
And from the looks of it, I believe he's got all of his playoff points as well.
Yes, he does. So
I'm going to double check that to be sure.
I believe the decision was made on the premise of they made an attempt to do it and it wasn't a deliberate miss per se. So take it or leave it on that, but that's what the statement is kind of following with the terminology of that.
Somebody made a joke then too that with Larson's win this weekend, breaking news, he has requalified for the playoffs. So
yeah.
Sad throw out there.
Yeah.
But no, finally good that we got a decision on it. Put all that behind us. We keep going on with the season.
Yep.
SHR has also officially now sold one of their charters to Front Row. That has officially come out. The selling price for that was somewhere between $20 and $25 million. So going where it was rumored to be going, down from what it was when Live Fast sold their charter last year. Last year.
BJ McLeod. He's looking like a G right now.
Got that right.
He's laughing, going, "Man, you kids are just playing with child's money," and he's got out for like $40 million. And he's just laughing, going, "Boy, did I ever fool you guys?"
Yeah.
Business BJ.
We're talking about $15 million here. It ain't like we're talking about $1,500.
Yeah. So
I was gonna say one other interesting topic we love going off topic here. Just on the charter. A lot of name that's been around charters, Dale Jr. A lot of he seems to be sniffing around. Him and Kelly are still at the table. but he's just not, from what I've read, just not ready to jump at that cost and willing to pay that cost and not be immediately competitive. So
Yeah.
it's interesting. Obviously, somebody we idolized growing up. But interesting when his name's getting thrown around and he says he's still at the table. So him and his family are trying to figure it out.
He also did say if he buys in, he's in for good. He's not buying in to test the waters and then sell out. So if he's going to do it,
That's
you're going to
again,
get you're going to get the full force Dale Jr.
yeah, and he's not, like you said, to that point too, he's not going to be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. He's not going to be okay with running, 20th every single week. If
Be
he's going
competitive on day one.
yeah, he's going in and look, we're showing up to the track fast. We want top 15, top 10 results. So, um, super interesting that love Dale Jr., love keeping him in the sport. So, yeah, when his name's at the table, him and his family, can't help but get excited.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Another thing that came up, and obviously now we transition to NBC taking over the broadcasting for the Cup and Xfinity series. Last race of the year for Fox. They continue on with FS1 on the Truck Series side, but especially on the Xfinity side, there's a lot of questions as far as what happens with them next year, with CW getting introduced and Amazon getting introduced and TNT coming back and all that. One of the bigger points that was made up or came up was Adam Alexander and from the Xfinity booth. What happens with him? Because I think everybody says that, and I would agree with it. He does a fantastic job in the booth.
Yeah.
And especially with the rotating of drivers that he has, he doesn't have the same group of guys with him every week.
I do enjoy the driver booth deal.
Yep, I do
Whether
too.
it's him with the driver or even that all driver deal was cool. I like that. If you have guys that can do it, I would say continue to do it.
And of note, CW has all the Xfinity races next year.
Oh,
Yep.
the whole
So
season.
that's the whole season.
Got it.
So I would hope that you get the transition from Fox over to CW, but
One next, yeah.
obviously we don't know all those details. And TV market is a volatile market, we'll call it.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see.
I'll just throw this out there, but I love Boyer, I love Harvick, and I love Joy, but geez, I'm getting wow.
NBC is showing them up a bit.
Yeah, I'm ready for the NBC announcing. I don't know.
And you know, Cam,
The Boyer Joy Harvick crew, I mean, they're good, they're knowledgeable, but it's just like it just is like I don't know. It just like, oh, yep. Kyle Larson coming to the checkered. Yep, Kyle Larson. I don't know. NBC does I feel like a lot better job of their whole broadcast, and so I don't know. I'm kind of ready to move
Cam,
on from Fox.
the funny part it'd be 3 years ago now when Larson won that title is in 2021, right? He won his title.
Yes.
We sat there and we watched that championship race in your apartment, and you know what we said? God, NBC doesn't do a very good job. Why don't we have Fox for the championship race? Here we are, 2 years later, 3 years later, they have a different cast, and we're going, okay, we're ready for NBC.
It's probably like Boyer's first year in the booth too, so we were probably like, "Oh my gosh, that was awesome!" The newness of Boyer being in the
Yep.
booth,
And
but
that was before Gordon was with Hendrick, so he was in the booth as well.
Yep. Yeah, you had the collab of Boyer and Gordon in there.
Yep. But anyhow, there's certain elements to that crew that I'll miss. I mean, obviously the race day with Larry McReynolds.
Larry Mack.
The
I still think he should be in the booth.
Yeah, I would agree.
I know he doesn't want to do the travel like he used to, and more power to him.
Yep.
But I miss him having it in the booth full time.
Yeah. So, the grid walk, like the 3 minutes of scampering
Yep.
around, love that.
There's good aspects, but
Yeah. I didn't really start to see some of the struggles of it until you start to look at Twitter and there's things that were more obviously pointed out.
yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I'll just skip it. I mean,
I mean, when you can
down
hear
to
the
the basics.
when you can hear the pen slam in the background because they didn't pan the cameras, we've got a problem.
Mhm.
And you can't even get the scoring pylon right. Last week when Kraus
Oh,
was racing at Worldwide Technology and they got Van Gisberg on they got
we got
Mhm.
SVG.
Justin Allgaier running the 5 car.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's production stuff going on.
Yeah.
So, let's keep moving here. Todd Gilliland signs a multi-year extension with Front Row as well. I think the key word there is multi-year.
Earned a multi-year deal. He's shown he's got speed.
Yep. And it shows where they're wanting in the future, especially with buying that third charter now. So,
And to be honest, I mean, I think with the year he's had, he hasn't won, but he's led a lot of laps and he's shown he can run up front. I mean, to be honest, I think the multi-year sets him up to be the lead man at Front Row.
100%.
And then you couple him with, there's a lot of rumors about is it Barry, something like that. But I think, between Gillen, I think he's looking at to be the head man, if not him and another guy like Barry,
Could be two
So-
very, yep.
young guys co-head this together, go through it together, work through it together, and it'll be
Two no
Gillen and
drivers.
then what?
2 no drivers.
Yeah.
34 is open.
Yeah.
So you could have quite the cast there. It could be him and 2 SHR drivers, let's be honest.
Could be. So,
We'll see.
we'll kind of rapid fire through these last ones. We had the Indy tire test. A couple guys were at Indy as well. Hamlin made a comment saying this is going to be a really good race. These cars are made for the track. Kyle Busch spun while we were there as well. I'm personally excited for that race. I think they should always race on the oval.
Yep.
So I'm excited for that. Sergio Perez, hitting on the Formula One side of things real quick, has signed an extension with Red Bull, so he's going to be there for at least 2 more years, I believe. That team's pretty well locked up. And then IndyCar has signed an extension with Road America, so we'll see IndyCar at Road America for a few years going forward now. So
Yeah. Good for Road America. Obviously, it's beneficial for IndyCar, but of course, the Wisconsin deal, we love to see that as well.
yep. Still think NASCAR should be at Road America and IndyCar should go to Milwaukee the weekend after Indy 500. But that's neither here nor there.
Personal preference, probably too.
A little bit of tradition as well. Anyways,
Yep.
all right. Any other facts here? I know we went more than 5 minutes, but any other thoughts here before we hit some race recaps?
No, we did the old 5 times 2 there. We did 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So this will probably handle more onto you guys just because I was not able to watch on Saturday night. But the Eldora Dream, big dirt late model dream, a little over 100,000 to win. We got to watch prelim nights, which definitely brought their own entertainment, but obviously the main event's what brought it all in. I did get to see Bloomer wreck that car on the backstretch during his heat race.
That was tough to watch. That was a tough one.
Yep.
That was tough to watch.
But otherwise, obviously, you guys got to see the main event, so I'll let you two kind of tag team on that one.
I actually didn't get to see the main event, but I didn't miss much because
I'm going to give you 2 letters, J and D. That's it. He led start to finish. He at one point had a 6-second lead, at one point had a 4-second lead.
Mm-hmm.
There were 2 cautions in the feature. That was it. He dominated that show. Nobody had even a stone's throw chance to get him. He owns that place.
And so I didn't get to see the feature. I watched 4 or 5 minute highlight video on it. But on the broadcast they were talking, he's got it's a 2021 Longhorn that he's got there. That is, I'm not kidding you, his Eldora car. It's for Eldora and Eldora only. He says he doesn't know what it is, but it just drives his, I think he said the way it drives in the corners is unlike any car he has. He also said they tore it down and rebuilt it this off season, which is something they don't typically do. But yeah, and then
When
he's got that,
it's
brought that thing back to the shop, and it's on his racing page on Facebook. They said we'll see you for the World 100. So I'm assuming they'll get that thing right again. And then just funny thing, they asked him kind of in their little post race interview with him, Bobby Pierce, and Overton about, you own this place. And he said, hell, if Tony would sell him a piece of land, he would buy some land and build a shop right outside Eldora. So obviously he loves that place.
won a lot there.
He's won a lot, and he's got a lot richer there over the last few years. So to be honest, I guess I was surprised I don't want to say I was surprised, but I mean, the clapping he put on the field was, I guess, I was surprised he clapped him that bad.
Say Jonathan Davenport would win Dirt Late Model Dream, you'd go, yeah, that makes sense. But then to watch the feature, you would go, let's be honest, you'd go, holy shit. So
It's kind of one of those that's what happened with everybody else.
Oh, no shit.
And they said, like, they would have liked to see Bobby Pierce, a late race caution to see if Bobby Pierce would have had anything for him. But then again, Bobby Pierce said, like, his car, it took laps for his car to come to him. And so he's like, on a shorter run, if I would have got a late race caution, he's like, I wouldn't have had anything for him anyways. So
yeah.
I don't know what he's got in that 2021 Longhorn, but he's got something different.
So going back to, you mentioned that he goes, he'd buy a camping spot off of turn 3 because then he wouldn't have to be there on Tuesday. Going back to his crown jewels, he's got 10 crown jewel wins at Eldora, 3 Dirt Late Model Dreams, 5 World 100s, the Million, and then the Intercontinental Classic. Those are his 10 feature wins there. So when you look at that, 3 Dreams at $100,000 a piece, that's 300 grand. The World's not quite that much, but it's a lot. The Million and then the Intercontinental Classic. So you're looking at that going, at that place alone in 10 races, he's won easily $1.5 million.
Yeah. If not 2.
Yeah, and you know what the surprising thing was is he struggled, I think, on his prelim night.
He did.
On what was it? Was it Friday night?
Yeah, he caught the invert and started on the pole of the heat. That's what got him. That's what got him going.
Yeah. Yeah, I shouldn't say struggled. He finished 4th, but when his car, I don't know if he used this stuff up early or was just, you never know. He might have been trying something to figure out, hey, let's eliminate 2 less options for tomorrow night. So he could have been trying something, but yeah, when he fell off like a rock. In his prelim night. So that was kind of surprising, but
that could be just one of those cars and one of those tracks that they got old trusty in the setup and they can try something. If it doesn't work, go back to the script. We'll put that in the car and we know we'll be good.
Yep.
And I was gonna say, that Friday night prelim might have been, hey, let's try something.
Session.
Yep, let's, it's 25 grand. We want to win this, but hey, let's try something on the right rear shock that, let's try 2 things on the shock and, whatever, tire pressure. And if they don't work, perfect. Now we know this is something we don't do tomorrow.
Yeah.
No.
But
don't
I
know.
mean, honestly, he bullied the kids and took their lunch money. That's what it comes down to. I mean, he showed up and he absolutely rocked the field. He give him an ass whooping. So
Stunk up the show, as some people would say.
exactly that.
I was gonna say one thing while we're getting talking about the dream, but um for those that don't know, first off, we were talking about Mother Nature suck that they got a hold of Wednesday night, Castro Flow, because that would have
Yep.
been another test session for everybody.
Yeah.
But
And to
uh,
see if anybody dumped anybody.
that too. Um, but what do you guys think about the format? And for anybody that doesn't know, it's a three day show, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and you either ran Thursday and Friday were prelims. You didn't run all 3 nights. You either ran Thursday and Saturday or Friday and Saturday. What do you guys think of the new format?
Similar to the Chili Bowl, just a shortened version of it.
Honestly, I enjoyed it. It was efficient. There was 101 cars on property.
Yep.
It was efficient. They got in what they needed to get in. Everyone got a hot lap. Everyone got a heat race. You either qualified for feature or you didn't.
Got to bring up our boy Nick Hoffman. Got our tweet of the week out of him on it. Said Thursday night, the only thing that sucked about the new format was that the bar's not open later.
And he had to race on Friday.
No, sorry. So it would have been Wednesday night into Thursday. He said it sucked that
Oh
the bar wasn't open.
yeah.
Whatever
Well,
night it
so
was.
and another quick point on this. We talked about these wing sprint guys helping each other change parts. Did anyone else see Spencer Hughes and Tyler Erb just in the heat of it, helping Brandon Overton change a motor?
Yep.
Tyler Erb was elbow deep in dirt and grease and mud. He's up on the deck lid as they're trying to tear this car apart for him to keep his spot. He's crawling all over that car, and Spencer Hughes is in there. Again, the racing guys look out for one another. That was,
Yep.
and they had between his heat race. It was a heat race to the feature to get that motor changed, and they got it changed in time for him to go run.
And whatever happened with the track prep tractor.
Oh,
That too.
yeah, broke
They
that
didn't
rake off
they
the
didn't
back.
completely replace the motor because Overton, when they interviewed him, they said Turbo said, "F it. If you got another motor, let's just replace the motor. I can replace the motor faster than I can diagnose and replace what's wrong." And they told him, "Nope, we're not replacing a motor. Figure it out, and if you can get it fixed, get it fixed." And so, like you said, I mean, the amount of people that just stood around and watched those boys thrash on it, and like you
Well,
said, he said he's like, shit, all the pressure's on me. If these boys actually get it finished, get this, done, and they did, he's like, I go out there and do something with this now. So yeah, like you said, that was super cool.
the other thing with that too is that, they brought it up in the broadcast. There was people standing around, but you want people standing around too. Too many hands in the cookie jar, you start being inefficient.
Yep.
Yep.
You get the
Anyone else?
guys that you want in there.
And yep, give Turbo and Spencer Hughes guys that for the most part work on their own stuff. Give them a set of wrenches. Okay, what do you need?
Yep.
You be the parts runner. You be the
Yep.
tool hander. You be the guy that holds the flashlight. Yeah.
And like you said, I mean that just changed the script of the weekend. He went out there on his prelim night after they thrashed on that engine, got it fixed, went out and finished fourth. And then not only that, but he turns around and finishes on the podium of the big show. So yeah, like you said,
Cool
kudos
deal.
to the dirt late model guys. I mean, Turbo and those guys could sit there and say, hey, that's a competitor and I'm here for myself and myself only. If Overton can't figure it out, well, it's one less fast car that I gotta beat. So, but again, those guys aren't like that. And so
No, that was
that
funny. I
was
just saw that he's kneeling up on the deck, right where the roof, right where the A pillar goes up. He's up there kneeling. He's reaching over in there. He's cranking on shit. And I'm like, good Lord. But yeah, that was cool. But other than that, I mean, honestly, when we look at the race itself, a lot of the guys that you would expect to be on the podium were JD, Bobby Pierce, Brandon Overton, Hudson O'Neal, Chris Madden, Dale McDowell, Bishop, RTJ, Stormy Scott. kind of your top group. So when you look at it, McDowell's really good there. Madden's run second twice in that race. Hudson O'Neal figured it out for the world. Brandon Overton, he's won the Dream twice. So, yeah, good feature. So, that's the World 100 that was dominated by the $1 Million Man.
Maybe we'll have to get there at some point in time.
Dude, I was watching that going, I got to get there.
Yeah, and throw out too, Thursday night, Ricky Thornton Jr. cashed in his prelim night. He won the Thursday night portion, $25,000, and then Friday night was Devin Moran. So,
Yep.
And you look at these guys, those three races. RTJ wins Thursday, Devin Moran Friday, Jonathan Davenport Saturday. That's 3 of your 4 guys that were in at the dirt track world championship last fall.
Yep.
So obviously those 3 guys are good, and Huddy's in his, now his family owned car, and he still was.
Oh, he was in that
Rumley.
got Rumley. There you go. Yep.
He ran for Rumley.
Yeah. But yeah, like you said, those 3 guys all getting wins. It's no surprise looking at their past results of what they've done there. So
yeah, good race, big money, fun to watch. Couldn't miss. It's one of the top 3 crown jewels in dirt late model racing all year. Probably top 2. So,
what's the other one?
The World 100,
which is also at Eldora.
Yep.
What about Summer Nationals at Cedar Lake?
USA Nationals.
USA Nationals.
It's there. It just doesn't draw the same car count. You can't get 101 cars in the pits, let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's really good.
Town of New Richmond wouldn't know what to do with a car count like that.
No.
Oh, we'd have to sleep in the pits. We'd have to park the car in the pits, and we'd walk around until 2:00 and get up at 6 a.m. We wouldn't know what to do.
For the record, it's about 7 hours and 15 minutes to drive to Eldora from Kelton's place.
Okay, that's a day trip.
That's a get up at 6, leave at 6 a.m. in the morning, and you're there at 1 if you'd go straight through.
You could even stop and use the can once or twice and get a snack and still be there at 2:00.
I will say one of the things I do forever regret is, which I don't have to regret long because we're less than 2 months away from USA Nationals, but you boneheads on Saturday afternoon telling me not to upgrade to a pit pass because you wanted to keep the physical ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
We don't have to worry about that this year.
Oh, we don't even have to buy tickets in advance this year. We can roll up at the pit gate and buy a pit pass.
Yeah.
Van Grohl's dad or grandpa was a smart one and said, him and his buddy said, yep, we're getting upgraded to pit passes.
He also only went on Saturday.
True. But we were there on Friday night, and on Saturday when we're sitting there and that guy's like, hey, $5, I'll take your ticket. Here's your wristband. You can go in the pits. And you guys are like, no, got to keep the physical ticket first. So that was a bonehead move.
Nope, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Absolutely not. And just to prove that point, I just bought commemorative tickets for the Iowa race so I could have a physical ticket. I've got commemorative tickets for Packers sitting right up here.
Where are you guys storing those physical tickets?
What's that?
Where are you guys storing those?
I got them in my racing binder down here. I can show it to you.
I got a canister with all mine in them. I'm going to put them in a bar. I'm going to make a poster, whatever it is.
Right.
I got ideas for the man cave.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, let's get
Next
off
feature.
of this, or otherwise we're going to go down a rabbit hole. I was able to go racing this weekend like I typically do. Sticking again with the local scene up here. We had the Tundra series at Marshfield Motor Speedway for the Bev Aschenbrenner Memorial. We talked about it last week. Bev Aschenbrenner, great gal, was a mother to everybody. in the pits, in the stands, everybody knew her. Lost her too soon. So we're racing in honor of her. Um, Fredrickson and Beal got into it a little early.
What was that conversation like on the radio?
Oh, I can't hear Fredrickson because he's got a digital radio. Um, Beal was calm, knew they had a fast car. It knocked the toe out of the steering a little bit, and he said the steering got a little rough, almost like the power steering pump got damaged or something. But I mean, it didn't look like he had any issues coming through the field. But um, otherwise, Fredrickson just didn't seem to have the speed like he typically does. Marshfield's one of the tracks that he's been to a couple times, and he struggled.
Yeah.
But
And
you
that
can
was
have those days.
a little bit of a surprise, especially knowing that he's in his young super late model racing has been better on the big tracks than the bull rings.
Yep.
I guess when you think about a place like Lacrosse, which is somewhat similar
Fast.
to Marshfield.
Yep.
Yeah. Bigger, flat, half-mile racetracks,
Yep.
But, yeah, I mean, just one of those things. Some days you just don't got it.
And that was one of them days.
Yeah.
Um, Another guy that was able to strut his stuff a little bit, Travis Fulm. He's been sneakily good when he enters into these super late model races. Um, he was kind of picking through the field, was able to take advantages of opportunities that came up. Just that shortly after he passed Heinrich for second, he
Yeah.
either lost a cylinder or he lost a spark plug, whatever it was, because that thing sounded rough. I mean,
Oh,
he went by that. Yeah, you could hear it. I mean, it was clear as day. So pulled it off, saved what he could out of the motor. But he had a fast car. He was definitely going to finish in the podium.
yeah, I don't know if he had anything from Mondyke, but you could just see he was slowly just reeling Heinrich in, and then he got to him, and then he just took his time getting around him, didn't rough
Yep.
him up. He just
Yep.
crossed him
Heinrich
up.
left a half a lane too much, and
Yeah.
Heinrich was struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he had more of a short to medium run car than he did a long run car, and that's what it ended up being, was a long run.
Yeah.
So,
Is there was only one caution?
yeah, it was just the Beal and Fredrickson caution.
Yeah.
And that was third lap.
I was gonna say second lap or third lap. It was really
Yeah,
early.
it was early, and then they ran from there on 75 lap race. So, no, otherwise Mondyke got the win. He was in his own zip code. As soon as he got out front, gone.
Yep. Wait, his main man with him. That helps.
What's
Toby.
that?
Toby.
Oh, yeah.
His main man with him. So that helps.
Yep, for sure. No, and they knew right away that they had a badass car. Hey, that was literally what he said. Is that this was a badass car today.
Yeah.
So, Justin Mondyke, Brock Heinrich, Jeremy Lepak coming out for the first time this season. That was good to see. Mark Aswine, Ty Fredrickson, Colin Refner, DeBoer. Thing got cut off here. Goralski and Jackson rounded out your
10.
top 10 there. So,
Yeah.
Two questions I have. What did that race pay out to win?
I'm not 100% sure.
And then follow-up question I have for you. How was the fan turnout?
Right. Fan turnout was pretty good, actually. It was really good.
Just curious because that's one of the tracks that is at the forefront of mind that is going to need fan turnout that you worry about.
Yeah.
The next State Park Speedway. So,
Yeah, I'm not sure what it paid to win, but fan turnout was pretty good. I think it was $1,000 for the 50-50.
Oh,
that's pretty
Christ.
So
You're only $54,000 short of the dream.
Oofed.
Oh no, I mean $1,000 for 50-50. That ain't bad.
No,
I'd be okay to go spend $20 and see if I can win myself 1,000 and walk
Hell
out there.
yeah. Hell yeah.
You best believe though, you got to bring your tallest friend for the old arm's length for $15.
Who's 6'1" with 7-foot arms?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But
Jesus.
Cam, one of these days we got to get back there.
I know we used to grow up going there.
Oh, we were weekly regulars. We'd sit right to the right of the flag stand,
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
6 rows
Well,
from the.
we
The
had
old
that
lawn chair.
conversation this week about
Yeah.
that or whatever you want to call it.
Merry-go-round.
Yeah. I sent you that
Oh,
snap of it too.
yep. So Cam, you remember you walked in there, you walk in the gate, and on the left was the playground.
Yep.
I will bet you lots of money actually that the three of us crossed paths at some point at that place and we never knew it.
Yep.
I'll guarantee it.
100%. And I bet you two of us, any combination of the two of us were on the God, what the hell do you want to call it? Whatever got it to spin, the levers on it.
Oh, it's seesaw.
Well, yeah, the seesaw to get it spun just as fast as we could get it to go.
Oh yeah.
I guarantee you any combination of two of us were on it at one point in time.
Guarantee it. Absolutely guarantee it.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been to Old Marshfield. I
Playground's still there. Everything's still
Yeah.
there.
I don't even know what's it called. Because when we grew up as Marshfield Super Speedway,
That's still Marshfield Super Speedway.
then you walk in and what's on the you walk under the overhang, the concessions are on the right. What's on the left?
Beer stand.
Beer stand, yep.
They always used to have the kids raffle when you walked in. On the
Yep.
right, you go past, and then spotters would stand along that wooden railing,
Yep.
or someone would go up top.
They still got the like the club seats to the right of the concession.
Boxes. Yep. We spent a couple nights in a few boxes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everything is still as is, pretty much over there.
How are the facilities?
Same as they were 15 years ago.
So when you walk in there, are you like, yeah, this place needs a facelift, or they're
They've seen their years.
okay?
They've seen their years.
Never
Well,
forget it. After the races, you can go up to the bar. You could go drink at the bar. Not that I was,
Yeah.
but I just remember it. You could go up to the bar, and the races would be replaying from the night at the
Yep.
bar.
They still do that, and they made that a point. Full service bar open tonight.
Yep.
So,
Good racing though.
yep.
That's good.
So, all right. Anything else before we touch on Cup Series?
Nope. Let's get into it.
All right. So, obviously, we got to talk about the Cup Series. They're racing at Sonoma, only the second road course on the year. Surprisingly enough, I thought we ran enough. I know we ran one, Coda, obviously, but I thought we had run more at earlier so far this year. But nope, that was the second one on the year.
Jeez.
So, the boys were going at it.
Yeah, the gloves
We
are
had a lot
off.
we had a lot of cautions during that race. Mainly the first two stages. Once we got to the third stage, once we got to that third stage,
Whoa.
everything was fine. I know I was trying to scratch my ear and things spun
Whoa.
around here.
Yeah, you were eating that mic there for a second.
No, them guys were going at it,
Well,
which I think is you could do that.
Yeah, can we just talk about Joe Gibbs having a tough first 3 laps?
Oh my goodness.
Denny Hamlin just absolutely grenades the motor after MTJ just gets sent to outer space.
Yep. And then Ty has his issues as well.
Pounds the fence, yeah.
I think he was the only one that got bit by that interior wall on turn 11.
I think so too. Well, outside of Josh Berry, just
But even without the wall, he
yeah. He got a little help though.
he did get a little help, but you saw him lock up those tires, and you just knew, oh no,
Yeah.
That's a NASCAR Heat 5 type move.
Yeah.
But
You see that out of the window. I like they had Chris Buescher's in car, and yeah, I saw him like on the right just go, and I'm like, okay, I'm thinking cut over right away because I know he's just gonna sail it.
yeah. Yeah, that was great. That was nuts. So
Oh man.
But surprisingly, I mean, obviously he punted Bell, but surprisingly, for as bad as he sent it in there, the damage that came out of that wasn't super significant.
Actually, I think everybody was fine. I think.
Yeah.
yeah.
But from the way he went streaking in there,
Oh,
He got him locked up for like 40 yards.
I know. And you're just sitting there going, "Oh boy, who's going to be the victim of this?"
it kind of makes you wish there was open microphones in that car because could you imagine what Barry would have probably been saying at that time?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing clean. We'll just say that.
yeah. But no, I was gonna say, I mean, for as many cars that were spun out and in a wreck and in a tizzy there, I mean, for the most part, I think everybody, like you said, got away clean outside of losing some serious track position. But um,
I think there said there were six or seven cars that were involved in that, and everyone drove away.
Yep.
But again, I think that's a testament to this new car that NASCAR is building. It's a little bit more durable.
It's
You
tough.
had that Gen 6 car, you sail that off in there, and you got 6 cars that are done for the day.
The only thing that happened was that Byron broke or bent a toe link. That was the only thing that came out of that.
And they fixed it and he continued on.
Yep.
So bent tolling for them now has kind of become clockwork of they
Yep.
bring it to them. It'll cost them some time in track position, but they'll get it changed and go back
They've
out.
got that down to an art.
Correct.
They practice it.
Correct. That is a practiced piece of maintenance on these cars. But
Otherwise, yeah, again, it was a pretty well caution filled first two stages. Everybody pretty much drove away for the most part. Um really the biggest damage was the one with Briscoe, uh Cindric, and there was one more and I forget who it was.
wasn't with Ricky Stenhouse, was it?
Stenhouse, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So that one tore a couple fenders. Cindric almost went over as well.
Yeah, he almost went upside down in the dirt. That was crazy.
So
I missed that.
um
I'm like, oh my God.
yeah. But otherwise everybody was pretty well able to get away. I think only 3 cars did not finish the race.
Probably Steven MTJ finished.
But well, yeah. Technically finished.
On a technicality, but
Sorry, 4 cars did not finish. Okay, so we did have a few of them not finish it because of whatever happened. So yeah, Denny grenaded his motor. Gibbs was damaged vehicle policy. Dylan as well. Cam Waters is out for an accident. I guess I missed that one.
he,
Briscoe
yep,
Briscoe was a transmission. Justin Haley was steering, and then Barry was suspension, which probably was a result of a couple incidents that he was in.
yeah.
I'm trying to find the video. Did anybody see that video when Will Brown parked it off the track?
Yes.
And that AMR safety crew member went up to the net
And he jumped when he fired
he
it back up.
jumped. Yeah.
I saw it right away.
And
The
I
underwear.
can't find the video of it, but oh my gosh, was that hilarious. I was cracking up when I watched that.
Dude needs to change underwear.
For
So,
real.
when we did get to the third stage, we pretty much ran green from that point. Reddick pretty much lost whatever race he did from flat spot in his tires.
Yeah, he got a little nervous up front there when he knew Larson was coming.
So,
Yeah.
and then you got down to the end there. Buescher was holding his own, but you saw Larson just creeping in,
Yeah.
and he got to that point where he got to both of them, and again, it was just gone.
Yeah.
I
So-
want to find that video. That was hilarious.
I'll be intrigued to see it's racing and analytics. Every week they put out based on the median speed where everybody would have finished. I'd have been intrigued to see how that whole plays out when that
Yeah.
gets figured out.
Going to the race itself, the Glock poll showed that was a very favored race.
I will say for being a road course race, I'm not usually a road course guy, but I actually did enjoy that race.
Yeah.
Yes, I did as well.
Just as we got on, I checked Jeff Glock's poll. It was 79 yes, 21% no on 20,000 votes.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so based on the median, if the entire 110 laps were based on median lap speed alone, top 14 cars would finish on lead lap. Larson would have won the race. Blaney would have been second just before the beginning of pit road. So you're talking probably a good 10-second lead.
Yeah.
Truex, Elliott, Reddick, and McDowell were all kind of in gaggle right coming out of turn 10 to head towards the turn
Hairpin.
11.
Yep.
And then everybody else is pretty well scattered out.
Okay.
But Larson had the dominant car, for lack of a better term.
Yeah. Yeah. Once they finally got strong on Nick race, he just showed that he had the equipment that was going to be cashing a check.
Yep. So, when it comes down to it, though, and then like we said, Truex running out of gas there at the start finish line, kind of smart to run the starter to push him across
Yep.
to officially get to finish on the lead lap. Start probably gonna need a new starter, but
Yeah.
when it comes down to it, Kyle Larson, Michael McDowell, Chris Buescher, Chase Elliott, Ross Chastain, AJ Allmendinger, good run for him. Ryan Blaney, Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell, and Todd Gilliland were your top 10 in that race.
Yeah. Once it got strung out, you could let the strategy play out, the new pavement, let guys be a little more aggressive and
Yep.
have at her.
Yep. So Chris Buescher led 32 laps. Tyler Reddick led 35. And then Larson led 19. So those were your three top lap leaders there.
Big hometown win for Larson too. Being
Yep.
from California. A lot of Larson fans. Family was there. So big win for him, but yeah, he had. I mean, are we watching the greatest to ever do it? What that man is doing from an IndyCar to an oval to a road course to a wing sprint to, I mean, he's a spectacle.
Yep. Somebody to that point, somebody made a joke that, oh, hey, an IndyCar driver won a NASCAR Cup race now this season.
I
got a little chuckle out of that one.
Yeah. Well, no, it was a good race though. Finally got
Yep.
them strung out. We just raced and let strategy play out, and the boys quit running each other over. Poor Kyle Busch can't catch a break either.
No. Jesus.
Ross Chastain was
Dude.
bombing in there. Just when you think he finally is going to put together a whole day, come home in the top 5, Chastain had other thoughts.
He finished 12th.
Yeah.
Truex finished 27th, last car on the lead lap.
Well, that was the demise of my fantasy team.
Before we talk about fantasy, we got a ways to go for that. Cam, do you want to touch on some other winners on the week, or you want
Oh
somebody
boy.
else to take that one?
I'm pulling it up right now. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had fair amount of, again, we touched on it. Rain. Mother Nature got the best of some of these races. Got a hold of Indiana Midget Week, but yeah, I'm gonna hit on just some of the highlights here, and you guys can fill in gaps if you want to. USAC NOS Energy Midgets, Lawrenceburg, Ryan Timms gets the win with Soda Late Models, KRA Speedway, Emerson Axum gets the win with Soda Late. Did I say with Soda Late Models? Nope, with Soda Late Models, same place. Cole Searing gets the win. Obviously we touched on Eldora already. High Limit I-70. Corey Day gets the win. Well, Bam Dirt Late Models. Mississippi Thunder Stars and Stripes 40. Hometown Hero Dustin Sorensen. Dustin Sorensen grabs the win. World Outlaws Sprint Cars. River City Speedway. Gio Selzy finds himself in victory lane. So good to see him get up there. Arkham Nards West at Sonoma. Sam Mayer. Shout out Wisconsin. Big 8 late models, Hawkeye Downs, Will Race, High Limit, I-70, Rico Abreu cashed a big check this weekend. Tundra, our tire changer hit on that. Justin Mondyke, World Outlaws at Ogilvy. Sheldon Haudenschild gets a win.
Last lap pass for him on that one.
Yep. The Xfinity Series, obviously there was that was a scrapyard there for a while too. And Ty Gibbs even hit his own teammate spinning it around. So, but SVG, I'm sure our tire changer is going to be pumped to hear that. And
Maybe
he goes
another
back to
diecast
back.
coming my way.
Yeah, and he goes back to back. And I don't know if you saw that burnout photo with as he's burning it by Austin Hill, but that's a pretty sweet photo.
Oh, that's
As
that's
Austin,
the classic like the trend back whatever last year was like everybody was doing the cover the music albums, parental advisory, whatever label on them.
Yep.
That's going on there.
Yep. So yeah, other races, Powerized Sprint Cars at I-70 as well. Rico wins that. Badger Midget Auto Racing at Angel was rained out.
Nope, that was the RA race. You're a line off.
Yeah. Brandon Walty.
Yep.
Sorry, Brandon. Formula One, no surprise, Verstappen.
That was a halfway decent race. I watched that one. It wasn't solid for him. He had to earn that one.
I'm F1'd out after my one experience. And IndyCar Series at Road America, Will Power gets the award for most badass name.
Breaks a nearly two-year race winless streak.
I also saw some pretty wicked wrecks there at Road America with the IndyCar.
Yeah.
One of those wrecks registered 95 Gs.
Joseph Newgarden
Yeah.
in qualifying. Yep.
Yeah. Yep, the old G1.
Anyways, yeah, so that's brought out those fourth grade level reading skills I got and covered some race winners. So you guys can feel free to jump in and
No, you got the big ones.
Yeah. All right, let's touch on some races that are coming up this weekend, and then we'll get to the nitty-gritty of where we stand on fantasy. So first we got World Outlaws. The sprint cars are at Knoxville. Who wants to touch on that one here real quick?
Don't scam. Send it back to him right away. Get her together, my guy.
Wow.
Yep.
Sprint car capital of the world. First time looking at this race preview Friday and Saturday. Premier Chevy Dealers Clash. Both 12,000 win features. Gravel's got a 10-point driver lead over Macedo. And Shots is 40 back, Selzy 54 back, Kofoid 96 back. So another nice little points battle shaking up there in the World Outlaws. And obviously feel like Knoxville can be a little bit hit or miss, but one thing's guaranteed: high speeds, tight corners. And yeah, watch your tires, because if you touch tires at Knoxville, you're going for a ride. So that'll be the World Outlaw Sprint Cars at Knoxville Friday and Saturday.
Could be a little test and tune for later in the year.
Little test and tune that you can't catch the action on flow. You've got to be the old dirt vision. So
Yeah, from wing sprint cars to asphalt super late models. We have the ASA Stars National Tour coming to do their Wisconsin weekend. So Friday they will be at Madison International. Ty Majeski is your 2023 winner following the Dan Fredrickson disqualification. It was hotter than hell, and we broke a lot of stuff that day. So this coming Friday, they'll be racing. Qualifying comes at 4:30, racing at 5:30. They will be accompanied by the Madison late models as well. So they'll have a support division for them. I will be there for that one. And Van Grohl, right on cue. We talk about the entry list here.
No way. They didn't.
Yes, they did, my guy.
Oh my God.
For Madison, we currently have 23 cars. We look at it, some notable ones. Michael Bilderback, Casey Johnson, Derek Kraus, Austin Nason, Gabe Sommers, Jeff Storm, listed in car number 22.
22.
That's interesting. So I wonder who he's driving for. Levon Vandergeest, the Donnie Wilson Motorsports number 24 is to be determined.
Huh.
Bubba Pollard, Casey Roderick, Cole Butcher, Caden Quapple, Kyle Steckley, Albert Francis, Ty Fredrickson, Michael Hind, James Lynch, Ty Majeski. So,
Oh, it's because Giro ain't going to be there because he's running ARCA at Iowa.
oh, so he's going to run for points for Wilson. Good
Probably.
call. Yep. So, and then on Sunday they head to Milwaukee Mile, the historic Milwaukee Mile. They'll battle it out on Father's Day 100. So, you got the Capital 200 on Friday, and you got the Father's Day 100 on Sunday. Just a short little jog right down the street.
Got 22 for that one right now. And Giro will be in the 22 on Sunday. So that confirms it. Jeff Storm's running points for Wilson.
Wow. Wow was right.
At a point, Jeff Storm.
Good for him.
I'd like to see it. The 24 is still to be determined on that one. So we could get a surprise entrant for that one.
We could get a local ringer that wants to run the 24, potentially. But yeah, there you go. ASA Stars National Tour. Nothing like a super late model with a 4-barrel on the chip going into one. It's a different feel. So I'll be there.
I will be at the Cup Series, well, really the entire weekend at Iowa Speedway as NASCAR makes their return there. ARCA Series has been running there for the past 4 years, but now the Xfinity and the Cup Series is back there this year. Tickets sold out quick for this one. I don't think it was quite 10 minutes, but they sold out quick, and thankfully I got my tickets. Again, no Cup Series has been there. They've only got the tire test to go off of, so it'll be a new venture for everyone. Fun fact, they were going to repave the track before this, but because of how short of a notice they got, they only did, I believe, the bottom lane or the bottom lane and a half.
Yep.
So they
leave
it
it alone.
Supposed to be a full repave, but
leave it alone. Don't repave it.
Yeah, should be a good one. Richmond style setup, maybe a little bit of Phoenix as well into that. Hint for later on here, a little bit later. So again, no notebook, but got some idea as far as what could happen at this track. So I will be there. Like I said, I'll be there all weekend. I'm excited. It should be a blast. Um, yeah, should be good. It's been a long time since I've been there. Last time I was there was for an Xfinity race. That's when Stenhouse blew his motor coming across, and Edwards pushed him across basically.
Yeah,
Yep, I was at that one.
nice.
Um, and then they also ran the Midwest Tour race there.
Yep.
So, uh, otherwise, other races that we got on the schedule here. Let's see how my fourth grade reading level works out here. Um,
Oh, you were third.
ooh. XR Series, they're racing at Kokomo this weekend. They're actually racing tonight, sorry, on Monday night.
Yep.
We talked about the high limit
Smart.
race. We talked about the high limit race, that 55,000 to win. The USAC sprint cars are on their eastern swing. They race at Grandview, Bridgeport, Big Diamond, Williams Grove, Port Royal, and Action Track USA. So they're just on a big eastern swing this entire week starting on Tuesday. We talked about ASA. We also got the first race of the red, white, and blue series at WIR, kind of a local race up by us.
29 cars, 300 for that one.
Yep. Ty Majeski running that one after running last Thursday, so he should be pretty good. Lucas Oil running at Smoky Mountain. Power Eye National Midgets, they're running at Jacksonville. The world, this I call this a world special, but the 24 hours Le Mans are also this week starting on. Let me get my calendar up here so I can get the date right. Starting on Saturday.
Taking off. Oh,
Let's see what else we got here. Yep, Lucas Oil at Smoky Mountain for another show there. IRA Sprint Cars at Wilmont. Yeah, and then and then we got Truck Series as well at Milwaukee Mile for the ASA race.
Midwest Truck Series, that is.
Midwest Truck Series. Sorry, my bad. Yep.
Yep.
So that's what we're looking at for this week as well.
All right, let's get to this painful 2-minute segment so we can get this crap.
All
rolling.
right, so let's start with our weekly recap here.
Painful.
Not quite the shakeup you guys were hoping for, but
yeah.
we did have an interesting week. Cam got the win, I believe, this weekend. As I try and pull it up here.
I don't understand it. Carolyn called me yesterday and she's like, wow, what a brutal week. And I don't know what it is. Can we figure out what is the point adjustment from Sunday night at 8 o'clock to Monday morning? Because I like
It's
yesterday's points a lot better than today's.
it's whatever they finalize it. So here's how the weekly points ran down. So Cam was your winner at 211 points. Dietz was at 201. Good rebound for him. I had 200 points. Abby had 183. Carolyn had 172. Kellen, you had the rough one out at 170. And then our boy Kurt Busch Stan had 63, which I'm assuming he did not participate in some selections or anything like that.
Yeah.
No, a lot of bark and not a lot of bite from the old Jack man there this weekend. So like that. And had the points from yesterday stuck. That P2 spot there. Nice little battle shaping up there, about 20 points back. So
Yeah,
No,
so looking at
take
the
care of that.
overall, I have broken the 3,000 point barrier. And then Kellen is back at 2933. So I almost have a 1,000 point. No, sorry, not 1,000 point. Wow, my math is
200.
terrible. Almost got a 200 point lead on everybody. Gasman Cam is back, like he said, almost 20 points back, 2908. And then we kind of got another little break off group. Carolyn's at 2715, Abby's at 2679, Dietz is at 2677, and then we got Cooper Stan ran out the tail at 2408.
what's the old buddy Dietzel? What a slide from him. See everything all right down there?
Well, he's back working on race cars on the weekend, so he doesn't always get a chance. Like Sunday, he'll be at the Milwaukee Mile working on a truck.
Yep. If you're curious, and I'm only looking
in
at
that
myself,
something in that water down in the old Beeville's got them two pooping in their pants lately.
Jesus.
He's back up. He's back up in Green Bay now. He's back up there.
No, I'm talking about you then I guess. Still that water down.
Hey, all.
Gross.
If you're curious, first in the country on all points is at 3,446. So I am 336 points back on first place, but I'm also only ranked 11,000th in the country in
Oh,
overall
speaking of
points.
which, I did right before we hop on, I did check the old Gluck bracket results there.
Oh, Gluck or Denny's?
Denny's, sorry. I go to Gluck to get to it. Yeah, the old boys, you guys are struggling. Somebody's in the 20s, 20,000s. Yeah, pretty sure it's you. Somebody's in like the 15 range.
I have to
In the
find
girl,
it
and
to
then
even know
I'm
what I'm at. Give me a minute. I probably got to log in. So keep chatting.
Well, this is it because then we get to wrap this up and thank everybody there for all their great listens, and then we go bye bye.
I am 31,961st currently.
hold on, let me see. I don't know how I log in.
Anyways, we are trash. We'll just say that.
No, 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 no. Don't go that far because I was hanging tough in there. You got it pulled up?
I have mine pulled up.
Oh shit.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm gonna go to our next one here. Um, race picks. So we've got no notebook to go off of, really, just like the drivers. And I fortunately get to go first. So, a guy that does really good on repaves and new tracks, Joey Logano. So I'm gonna go with him.
Okay.
Kel, you're up second for race picks.
Yeah, I'll take MTJ.
MTJ.
That's a Richmond like track. He's good there.
Yep. Cam, you are on the clock. Who you got for Iowa?
Let me just get a quick glance here.
This is
I'm
where
not a
the
ton-
analysis by paralysis by analysis kicks in here. So whoever he picks, I'm not putting my fantasy lineup.
Correct. We're waiting.
We
Give
need
me
some
Denny
Jeopardy
Hamlin.
music. Denny Hamlin.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
Okay, check.
It's not amped up as what it was to be. I looked at I was sitting in the 2,500 range. And then after this weekend, a little bit of a slip there. We slid back to the old 7,400. So
Where are we at with race picks, Tally?
Let's see. I got to pull the spreadsheet back up here.
Just real quick.
Yeah. I am in the lead at 548 points. Kellen, you are in second at 525 points. Cam is in third at 509 points.
So we're all within what, 50?
Yeah, less than.
Okay.
Almost 39 to be exact.
All right. That should tighten that battle up a little bit here next week when I win this one.
Yep. I was even generous with you, Kellen. Technically, Allmendinger did not score any points in this race, but I figured it out for you anyways.
Well, yeah. I mean,
and just a little update. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
the dude
Totally.
finished what, sixth?
Correct.
Okay. Cam,
Just
your update?
My update for any fantasy, if you've been saving any hammers, we officially have 10 weeks until the playoffs start. So for anybody listening out there that is playing along, and whether it's our league or your own league, this is the 10-week mark. So take it as you will.
Let her eat.
And if I were you, I would put all your hammers in right now. So
I'm a little worried about a couple of them, but I'm liking where I'm
Ooh.
sitting at.
Love
Still,
that.
I got to play a little bit of load management here, but
For that load in your shorts or what?
Yep.
well, if you're gonna get cocky here, let me look something up here to make sure I got some ammo. A lot of my hammers that I have, I could
Taking
go
that
every
poop
other
in his
week with them.
pants.
With a lot of the picks that I have, I can go every other week.
Yeah.
So
Well, he's gonna need a change of underwear come about 2 weeks left in the season.
When we go back to the Lady in Black for the finale.
that's gonna be a hell of a race. So, all right. Any other final thoughts here before we sign off for the day, fellas?
Well, get to the track that's closest to you. Enjoy them, support them, take care of them.
Yep. Go to your
No.
local short tracks.
If you don't, they do not exist. So please go there, spend the 10 or 12 or $15 to get in. Buy a cheeseburger, buy a bag of popcorn. Make sure you take care of them because they will greatly appreciate it whether they say that to you or not. So, yeah.
Cam, any
No,
final thoughts?
no, let's burn it down. Victory lane, closing this bad boy out. Maybe see if you can do a little burn it down with the old Cobalt or the Cruise.
Yeah, the cruise.
Yeah, the old, sure
All right.
the old Cruise could.
She could get up and go.
He'll squeak one.
Yeah. So, all right, yeah. Obviously, make sure you hit the like, comment, subscribe, especially the bell. That way, you get the notification whenever we posted anything on the socials. Keep an eye out. Might have a couple of vlogs. I know we were talking about doing one for High Limit, but obviously that went kaput. Again, we got boots on the ground for some big races this weekend. So yeah, keep an eye out for updates as well. And again, thanks everybody for like, commenting, and subscribing. We'll see y'all next week on the next edition of the Tuesday Trek Talk.